Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Kindly subscribe to the channel. If you're watching for the first time, turn on the notification bell. YouTube will notify you whenever we do a video like this. And thank you very much to all our subscribers and our supporters. In my native language, there is a say that when death strikes at a neighbor's door, you will still have time to put on the best clothes. You choose which one to put on before you check on what is happening at the neighbor's door. You will still have time to eat. Ile wanasema wacha nikule haraka haraka niende. But when it finally strikes at your doorstep, you may not even have time to eat. You may not even have time to put the best clothes. For those who have met such very sad situations, when you're told mom is gone, you will not even have time to do all those that I say. We are mourning the death of our former Chief of General Staff. We might not feel what the daughter and the son and the father and the family feels. We continue to send our heartfelt condolences and we pray to the family of all the fallen heroes, all the 9 who died in that tragic air crash. Now, most sources are revealing that General Omondi had planned to visit the rural home to attend his father's 100th birthday. Unfortunately, he never lived to attend that birthday. And if you ask the father, he will tell you no father or mother at that age would want to live to bury his son. They would always wish that they die first. I don't know whether it was the will of God, but that is it. We are also informed that General Francis will be buried on Sunday because he had instructed the family that in the event that God calls him, he should be buried within 3 days. As a soldier, I think he did not want to stay for long without being buried. So we know that he will be buried on Sunday. Some people are still pressing the government to give them exactly what happened, even though the government is saying that investigations are going on. The very controversial member of parliament from Embakasi East, Babu Owino, has raised certain questions. I just want to pass through and then I'll give you Raila's terrifying letter. Babu Owino begins by saying, if you eat with the devil in the dark, use a long fork. You all know, Babu feels that General Francis Ogolla was in the company of devils and he needed to have slept with one eye closed and the other open. And then very fast, Babu says, this is a tweet that you have all seen. Babu says, if all these questions can be answered, then our hearts may stop bleeding. Otherwise, mambo ni tatu. And he says that where was the West Commander? Where was the Defense Forces Sergeant Major? Where was the Army Commander? Why was a whole CDF using one helicopter with no 50 ACB helicopter escort in an operation area? Where was he in the company of junior? Why was he in the company of junior officers only? Which rank should fly a helicopter used by a CDF? Who gives parade to CDF in an operation where he is about to inspect his troops? And how many helicopters should a CDF use while visiting an operation area? Why was he the only one to inspect a school and not his juniors? Who should be the next CDF going by the Tolje rules? And who will deputize him? Will that deputy be the CDF by 2027? Why is General Ogolla dead just after the recent changes in KDF. Many analysts have delved into this, and I don't want to get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go straight to Raila's letter. Today, there's a new fraternity visited General Ogolla's home to give their condolences. Thereafter, Raila mourned his friend, General Ogolla, a man who had been accused of trying to overturn Ruto's victory because he loved Raila, because he wanted Raila to ascend to power. And I don't want to read that long letter, but I want to read the penultimate and the last paragraph, and you will understand what I mean. Because Raila is casting aspersion into the investigations that are going on. He feels that we may not live to get the truth after all. The penultimate paragraph says, many near-death encounters have occurred with the security aircraft. We may never know what exactly brought down the helicopter in which the general died. That is Raila Odinga. It is our prayer that this tragedy may mark the beginning of a serious relook into our security equipment, especially the aircrafts, with a view of undertaking a complete overhaul and modernization of the equipment. That was the general's vision. The last paragraph. More importantly, you understand how he begins the last paragraph? More importantly, the government owes this country a thorough, professional, and transparent investigations into this death. Only such an investigation will put the family and the whole nation at peace. May the general and his departed colleagues rest in peace. Ladies and gentlemen, investigations are going on, but Raila still says that we may never know the exact what exactly brought down the helicopter in which the general died. Let me ask you a question. For those who followed my analysis of this yesterday, I told you that leaders must be very careful about their utterances, and that's why Raila is being selective. He does not want to add salt to injury. I told you that Oscar Sudi had warned the general. Ruto had said he wanted to overturn his win or victory. And I warned that leaders must be very careful because whatever they say carries a lot of weight. And this is why Raila does not just want to come out and tell us that, guys, there is nothing that is going to come out of these investigations or what is going to or what is happening now. Because if Raila had faith, he wouldn't have mentioned that we may never. And he's not saying that we will not. He's saying we may never know what exactly happened. And he's saying, more importantly, the government owes this country a thorough, not just thorough, but thorough, professional, and transparent investigation into this death. And he's saying he's using the word, only such an investigation will put the family and the whole nation at peace. Raila is saying, the country will never be at peace without a thorough, professional, and transparent investigation. If you look at what Babu is saying, Babu is raising questions. Why would a CDF travel in just one helicopter? There are no escorts around. Why would a whole CDF, Chief of General Staff, be sent to be investigating schools? Why not the other juniors? Why didn't we have the other close rank military officials with him who should be traveling with him? I mean, there are a lot of questions. And Raila is telling Babu, this will never be. We'll never get answers to all this. Let me ask you a question. Do you trust the process? Do you believe that something tangible? Do you believe there's going to be a thorough, professional, and transparent investigation? The word transparency in this government is like water and paraffin, they never meet. If you read many comments, people feel that these two reasons may form or inform their doubt and why they feel that there will never be transparency. Number one, they say we've had many mysterious deaths, both in the past and recent, even without mentioning names, and they have never been investigated and the truth has never been known. In fact, even when George Saitoti and Roy Jode died in a plane crash, we were told I think they blamed it on weather and mechanical problem. And I can bet that is going to be the end or the outcome of the investigation. But the government just told us it was weather. So later, when Gicho Pevu in their investigative journalism brought exactly what happened, Kenyans were shocked. Kenyans were shocked. And even this one, maybe someone will give us the whole truth. So they say because there are many deaths such as this that have taken place and there is no truth, then this one is not special. It will never, the truth will never come out. That is what people think. And like Raila says, we may never, not we will never. So we give them the benefit of doubt. Number two, many, but if you go by what people feel, even what Babu Wino, was saying, Babu Wino is accusing the government, sort of. The reason why many feel that the government, and even Raila says, the government owes this nation, a thorough and professional investigations. It is because the chief of general staff is someone who is almost next to the president. We entrust him with the security of the nation. He's the head of the military. And so no any other person can even plan. Let me ask you, do you think an ordinary man can plan the death of a CDF? No one. It must take some people, some more powerful people. People are more powerful than him. That's why some people feel that this is like sending lions to investigate themselves, to investigate who ate some sheep or who attacked some sheep. And they feel that the government cannot investigate itself. These are just what I call perceptional politics. Politics is about perception. You see, in this nation, there are people who are known to be controversial. That is how people perceive them. There are people who are known to be very passive. That's how people perceive them. People believe or they perceive the government to be not in a position that they can investigate themselves. Raila says that we need a thorough investigation. And if you look, many believe that maybe we import a professional investigation system, maybe Scotland Yard or FBI. This cannot happen because Ruto is a darling of the West. So you cannot bring in maybe FBI or Scotland Yard to start investigating something that Kenyans feel the government could be part of. So we just rule out any kind of external investigation mechanism. It will never happen. Let me tell you something. The intelligence service that we have in the country understand what is happening in the country. They understand what people feel. In fact, when you are in clubs and drinking, they are there with you. Whenever you converge to play politics, they are there with you. And they want to gauge and understand what people feel and understand what people feel. The truth is, they read tweets and Facebook and how people comment. Many people believe that this was not a natural death. And that is what people feel. And they have reasons why they cast aspersions to this. And even Raila, He wants to remain faithful, peaceful. He does not want to trigger an already, escalating waters. He wants peace. But if you read in between the lines, Raila is saying, forget, there is no thorough investigation. We will not have a proper report, because he says there will be no peace until we have a thorough, professional, and transparent investigation into this death. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what you think, but the country's mourning. We wait and see whether we will have any kind of proper investigation so that we get the truth. Justice delayed is justice denied. I end my case.